Hey guys, happy Wednesday! And today we will be discussing pricing. Pricing when it comes to your products and your business. That you finna start, are you ready? Let's go. All right, guys. So pricing is always a fickle thing. It's either on point or it's off point. But you know what we need to do? We need to make sure that it's on point. So today I will be discussing the best ways to make sure that you price your products correctly, to make sure that every aspect of your business is covered within that price. Are you guys ready? Let's go. All right. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the reason why I'm doing this video. The purpose of me doing this video, in all honesty, is because when I started my business, I messed up with my pricing. I priced my items very, very, very low. And that was not very, very smart. I honestly didn't make any profit because I wanted to make sure that my price was good for my customers. But the one thing I failed to do is to make sure that the prices that I was giving to my clients and to my customers was still going to benefit me. So the goal today is to be able to learn and grow and make our businesses even better. All right, guys. So number one, we have to make sure that we do our research for manufacturers. So one thing that I did very diligently before I even started my business is I made sure that I had multiple manufacturers that I can use for my products. As I have mentioned before, I do have a t-shirt business. So I did a lot of research with different types of shirts because, you know, so many different brands out there. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I want to make sure that I had unisex shirts that felt good that I would want to wear. Because if I don't want to wear it, I'm not going to want to give it to you. That's just how I feel. Everyone doesn't think that way. Some people just think about how cheap the product is. And sometimes you don't want to go with how cheap the product is because every client is not like that. At least I know I ain't like that. I would like a nice material when I'm spending my coins. So just to make sure that you research when it comes to manufacturers, mainly because sometimes you can find a better price with a different manufacturer. So to me, that is very, very, very important to make sure that when you have your manufacturers, like for instance, I have a manufacturer I love to use. They are so amazing. But sometimes they fall off their game and I have to go to another one. Like sometimes they run out of products. Like, okay, let me just talk about this. So I had an order for a shirt where I needed a 4XL. This manufacturer always has all the sizes, right? So when I needed this particular size, they didn't have it. So I had to, I still stuck with the same manufacturer, but I actually had to go to a different location and a multiple location. But if they were just out of all of them for the entire company, I have two other companies to fall back on that are still within the price ranges that I have put for each shirt that I help to create. Okay, now number two is to make sure you include all of your materials in your price. Did you hear that part? Hello? Make sure that you include all of your materials in your price. Now, that does not mean let's go crazy and let's hike up. Let's say, for instance, oh, it's going to cost me $1 to, it's going to cost me $1 for an invoice. So let me add $1 to my price. Now, let's don't overdo it there. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure that you be very precise with all the additions that you're adding to your item. All right, so I just want to go over what should be included, or at least the things that I feel are important to make sure you include within your product price. So let's start with the product. We have to make sure we have the right information when it comes to the product, to make sure, well, maybe I shouldn't say that, to the item that is a part of the product if you're creating it, and it's just a product if you're just buying the product itself and selling it to someone else. Okay? Awesome sauce. Okay, so the next is to make sure that you include the bag that you're using. And sometimes people use 2 bags because it could be the bag that you actually put your item inside of, and then also the poly mailer, which could be the bag that's actually on the outside of your product. So it could be 1 or 2. So make sure that you include that price within your product costs. I mean your product price. Also, paper. Sometimes we like to add like a thank you or business cards inside of our item that we have sold to our amazing clients and customers. So, because you want them to come back. So you always want to make sure that you have something tangible, something that they can touch. You know what I'm saying? Because we are still people to people. We are still person to person, people to people. So sometimes it's a lot better if you are able to just put something in inside of your bag or inside of your products that they can touch to make them feel like they know you just a little bit more. Okay? I would also say a portion of the shipping. I learned this after, not before. You don't have to add the entire price of how much it costs for shipping, but at least add half. At least add half to your pricing. Because I have to be honest, the one thing I hate to pay for is shipping. It drives me crazy to pay for shipping. And especially like when I'm buying something and the shipping is $9, $10. I just spent all this money with you and you can't, like, we can't help on the shipping. I have to pay all the shipping? That to me is not cool. And that's just me from a client standpoint. So just put yourself in your customer's shoes or in your client's shoes to see you know, how you would feel if you had to pay a whole bunch for shipping. So that is the reason why I think it is so important to include a portion of your shipping inside of your cost. All right, and then stocking. A small little stocking fee is good if you stock your product. I don't mean let's get absurd. You know, just a little, I'll say maybe 50 cents. If you stock your product, I think that would be really, really great to add that in there as well. Number 4, if you have a website, make sure you include the small cost of your website. Unless you're like this huge business, it shouldn't cost you that much to get a website. Like, I'm working on a website right now, trying to step my game up, y'all. And I did my research and I've noticed if you have a website or if you want to create it yourself, you can go to Wix.com. And I've noticed if you want to get the best deal, it's $50 a month. $50 a month is not that much at all. We can do this to build our business and have us to be meet for each of us. You and you and you. And you over there too. All of us to reach more customers, more clientele, to be able to grow our businesses. Okay. And make sure we include marketing. Now, we are extremely blessed nowadays because we have a lot of free marketing. We have Facebook, we have Snapchat, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. All those can be free platforms that you can start with your marketing. But for each one of those platforms, they do offer you the opportunity to purchase a little bit more so that your product can be seen by more people. But it is a free part in there. But just add like maybe 25 cents, you know, or 5 cents, all depending on how much you know your item should be around. Sorry, this is important too. You have to make sure that you pay yourself. Most small business owners do not pay themselves. Hey, we gotta pay ourselves. Even if it's just a little bit. Like if you just want to pay yourself, let's say 10% of however much your item would cost, it's important for you to make sure that you pay yourself because it's a labor of love, but honey, it's labor and we got to get paid too. So I don't want you to be outrageous with that part of it, but just make sure that you add in there a labor of love for yourself. I hope that you guys learned something new to add to your business. Most importantly, products are everything when it comes to us as small business owners. So we have to make sure that we price them right, and we make sure that we add all costs that need to be added in there. You are worth it. You can do this. I cannot wait to see how amazing your business grows. I'm going to be right here. I'm rooting for you. Hey, let's get this done. It's nothing but to start. So let's go ahead and continue to venture on in our entrepreneurship, because we can do it. As always, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed, what's going on? Hit that subscribe button. Like the video, leave a comment, join us on IG, and as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that bell. Ting! Until next time.